And when I finally got away from him after he threw my head into a car, I realized, I was like, I need to do something or else my friend is gonna have to drag me home. I just want to get home. I remember that was like one of the only things that was going through my mind. I just want to get home. I took out the knife that I had that my dad gave me when I went to college. She swung out and she hit me in the side of the head, and I was really taken back by it. I didn't expect it. She swung at me again, and I put my hand up to block it, and I pushed her away from me. After I pushed her, she fell on the ground, and my first thought was, oh crap, like I'm neighbors with this girl. She walks by my front door almost every day. And I just pushed her and she fell on the ground. I felt someone hit me on the side of the head, and her friends apparently have left the house, come out of the house and jumped me. And it was, at the time I couldn't tell who they were, you know, how many there were. All I knew is there was multiple people screaming, hitting, pushing me, and I was on the sidewalk / like the street around here, just kind of covering my face, pushing back, hitting back, and it was it was rough. I just wanted to get out of there. When I finally got free from the group that was attacking me, I started walking down this way, and Maddie, the original girl who had gotten back up, started chasing after me, following me. She was screaming, swinging at my head, and I was just like, I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to fight anymore. I just kept putting my hands up, blocking, but still gradually continuing this way towards my house. I kept walking, and they eventually stopped following me, and we were me and my friend were walking, and I looked at him and I was like, man, that was crazy. Can you believe them? But it was right about here when I hear, hey, you like to hit girls? And I just turn around and I see this big, ripped Caucasian guy running after me, and he just was sprinting towards me, and my first reaction was just like, turn around and keep walking, like, no way you're talking to me, like, I don't know what you're talking about. I keep walking. When he catches up to me, he just starts hitting me in the back of the head, and we eventually start fighting. I turn around, cover my head. We eventually kind of pour out into the street right here, and we're kind of fighting in the street, and I was punching back, pushing back, blocking, but I started realizing that nothing I was doing was slowing the ferocity, the power of kind of the beating I was receiving. We kind of got wrapped up, we clenched, and I felt being hit against a car, the back of my head and my neck hitting a car, and I remember distinctly the sound it made when I hit the car. I believe it was a door or possibly the hood, but I just remember the metal kind of I remember the sound the metal made when I hit up against it. I don't remember how many times it was, but it was multiple times into that car. And when I finally got away from him after he threw my head into a car, I realized, I was like, I need to do something or else my friend is gonna have to drag me home. I just want to get home. I remember that was like one of the only things that was going through my mind. I just want to get home. I don't want my friend to have to drag me home. So I took out the knife that I had that my dad gave me when I went to college. I brought it up and I showed it to him, and I was like, back off. It's not worth it. And he didn't. He came at me again, and I remember kind of crunching down low like this and aiming low, trying to get his legs. I wasn't trying to like get his neck or puncture a lung or a heart or anything like that. I was just trying to get him to stop. I don't know if he felt any of it. During the attack, I definitely tried everything I could before taking out that knife. I punched, I pushed back, I did everything I can, open hand, and like I said, it didn't stop the veracity, it didn't stop the power of the beating I was receiving. Nothing was really swaying him from stopping. It wasn't until I got, that my head was slammed into a car that I realized that, I need to do something different, and that I would probably have to take my knife out. What I wanted to initially happen was for me to take the weapon out, and I didn't hold it behind my back. I put it in front of me in hopes that he would see it and just walk away, turn the other direction. It's not worth it. I told him it wasn't worth it, but he didn't. He closed that distance, and I had to use it again. And by again, I used it in the first time just showing it to him, and then when he closed the distance, I had to use it on him. Somehow we got separated. If he realized like he got cut, if he just hesitated a little bit and I got away, but eventually I got it with my friend, and we just ran down this road right here. We ran down the sidewalk, and it wasn't until like I was safely away, I can't remember how far, but that I started realizing like what happened. I started realizing that like I was just attacked, that I was just attacked to a point where I almost died, where I had to take out my knife, and I was scared. I was like, I can't believe I had to do that. I was worried. I was talking to my friend. He was just trying to calm me down. And I remember taking my knife out and swinging it, but I don't remember if I got him or not. And so I took the knife out and I looked at the blade to see if there was any blood on it, and it was dark, but I didn't see any at the time. And so I was like, okay, like maybe I didn't get him. Like, the optimist in me was like, okay, maybe we just, got into a fight. I took out the knife, he didn't see it, and I just, when I was swinging, I missed everything, and I somehow got away. And hopefully both of us can just go home and have just, and wake up the next morning and continue with our lives. But that wasn't the case. When I got home, I was soon after arrested and brought to King County Jail.
You can be very cynical. Working in the system on both sides, as much as I wish it was, I don't think it's always about, the truth. People get locked in their ways. Like the detective in this case convinced himself, for whatever reason, Graham's injuries, that, Jared was the aggressor. And every ounce of evidence was almost done to corroborate that, but not to investigate, hey, was he defending himself? And I think that happens. And so when the prosecutor thinks they're right, they think they're justified to bring the house. We're going to bring it all. And if you're stupid enough to go to trial, you're going to get hammered. I don't think it's conducive to finding the truth. I think it's keeping the cogs of this huge system just turning. That's not the way it's supposed to work in theory.